I think that's how they do it on
on
the big screen. You know, the guys behind the camera, where and one and you're live.
Makes me think of Wayne's World though. They don't do the two in the one.
I've never seen Wayne's World.
What?
Yeah, I could
what?
Look. I could have hid that back. I could have kept that back, right? But I was like,
you could have.
I thought, no, I'll go for the reaction.
I mean, it's not going to change your life. I'm not not stunned because you're missing out on some like life-changing bit of cinema. But it's just surprising that it hasn't sort of come across your radar at any point. You know,
yeah,
never caught it.
It will at some point. Yeah, there's a lot of films to watch, a lot of games to play, a lot of things to do. You know,
fair.
This took about a good 20 minutes to try and set up, so this better be worth it. We haven't done a trailer reaction since, what was our last one? Come on.
The Outwaters.
It was.
Look how well that turned out.
Yeah, that's right. We're back, baby. Oh boy, this is yes. Welcome back to a special Dreadcast trailer breakdown / reaction / influencer review, whatever we are. The breakdown sounds a bit more highbrow compared to here's our trailer review. Here's our
we're gonna make some comments. I mean, I'm fully expected to rip this. I'll be honest. I'm not. I don't think either of us are particularly enthused by it.
No.
No.
And this is The Exorcist Believer. This is the new David Gordon Green, famed director from the new Halloween trilogy, Halloween 2018. Fantastic, in my opinion. One of the best Halloween films there was. Halloween Kills, trash, absolutely awful. Hated it. Halloween Ends took me a second viewing to. Are you all right there?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just getting comfortable.
No, sorry, you're not on camera on the trailer reaction, so it's fine. Yeah,
that's fine. Then.
And Halloween Ends, middle ground. It got better the second time I watched it. So David Gordon Green, he's ups and downs, and of course Blumhouse gave him this with a whole trilogy behind it because we need.
Oh, I know they've already announced this. Ugh.
Yeah, we gotta have trilogies. We gotta have reboots. We gotta have franchise reboots. We gotta have it. So instead of this being The Exorcist 4, because studios don't like numbers anymore, they have to be very boring, vague, and generic subtitles. I think Resident Evil used all of them. Apocalypse, Retribution, may be one of them, or you know, those sort of keywords.
Wasn't Regenesis one of them?
Oh, something like that. Yeah. So we have Believer with The Exorcist. Original Exorcist trilogy, first one. What can you say? What can you say? Well, we'll be saying a lot about it. We'll be saying a lot about it soon. Sublime is a great word and a great band. Well done.
Isn't it?
Exorcist 2 is bad. And I believe I retweeted it on the Dreadcast Twitter page. There's an amazing clip of I always get this confused. Is it Freaking or William Peter Blatty? The director. Who was the director?
Yeah, Friedkin. It's Friedkin.
I always get confused, and I think I sent you the link of.
You did.
The first initial reaction in LA to Exorcist 2 was incredible. It's an incredible story. So go check that out on the Twitter. And then Exorcist 3, I love it. I think Exorcist 3 is fantastic.
I don't think I've seen the third one.
What?
I don't think I have.
It's fantastic.
Is that the one Brad Dourif's in? Or is that number 2?
Brad Dourif and oh my god, I can't think of the old gentleman's name. Who's in it? Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is really, really bad. George C. Scott. That's who it is. Yeah. I knew it was. No, you should watch Exorcist 3. It's a great film.
I will. I'm just looking at the cast. Patrick Ewing is actually in it. I'm really surprised that Patrick Ewing's in it.
Can I just clarify? We're talking Patrick Ewing of the New York Knicks.
Well,
Space Jam fame.
I mean, yeah, I think so. I've googled it. I've just googled like
I don't
Exorcist
remember
3.
him being in it.
Yes, he is.
What? Get away.
Patrick Ewing
Get away.
of the New York Knicks fame, and the movies he was in,
Space Jam fame. Yeah.
as himself. In fact, he's done he's been in like quite a lot of stuff, mainly as himself, and then Exorcist 3 as the Angel of Death.
Oh wait, no, I do remember that. There's a scene where George C. Scott is like in I think it is George C. Scott or another character. They're in heaven, and there's loads of different like famous people and actors and characters just hanging around.
Right, okay. Well, yeah,
that rings a bell. Yeah.
New York Knicks starting forward.
Regardless, it's a great film, and it's got possibly
Amazing.
one of the best snap zoom / jump scares in horror.
Yes,
it's
I mean,
incredible.
I have seen that.
You must know that, yeah, in the hospital.
Yeah.
So, now we come to Blumhouse, who are they've done pretty well with horror, but they seem to be the ones for horror these days, the studio for horror. A lot more so than Lionsgate, because Lionsgate used to be, I feel like, at least a decade ago, the big cheeses for horror. But Blumhouse seem to be just pumping them out. So, Exorcist Believer trailer. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Count us in, Tom.
Okay, we're playing this separately on two computers here across the United Kingdom. It's incredible how the internet works, isn't it? So,
hi tech.
We're free. We're gonna go after one. Okay.
Okay. So 3, 2, 1, click.
Yeah.
Right.
3, 2, 1, click. School bus.
Good day.
There we
Be
go.
home by dinner.
I love you. Good morning, Mr. Fielding.
Morning,
Oh,
Captain.
I already don't like that kid. Already not
Your
fan.
daughters, Angela and Catherine, about 7 hours ago, and that's the last information we have.
Catherine!
Angela?
If you can hear this, we love you. Please come home.
Hey, you found her? What are you and Catherine doing out there in those woods?
You were just walking and walking. That's all I remember.
Angela, can you tell your dad how long you were gone?
A few hours.
Baby, you've been gone 3 days.
So, is this the new Evil Dead film?
I was just gonna say I mean, maybe it's just the woods, but it feels like the setup to an Evil Dead, doesn't it?
Thought I heard you say something.
Did you hear the little bit of Tubular Bells there as well?
Yeah.
You okay?
Remember that? Do you remember that?
So we've got two possessions in
Brought
this.
something back with them. The body and the blood of Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Body in the blood?
Oh,
In the blood?
see, the scale's too big.
Catherine.
Yeah.
Body in the blood. The body in the blood. The body and the blood.
Oh, this is so.
The body and the blood.
No,
I hate using the word, but it's so Hollywood.
it's
Mommy?
rubbish.
but there are out
It's
there.
just crap.
Perhaps.
There it is. I'll get to that in a minute.
You have some experience with possession.
Okay, so this is the premise then,
Oh.
that it's after the
I believe
Wow,
Reagan went through her thing, and this is after the fact.
But they actually got Ellen Burstyn.
Mhm.
It's going to take all of them.
She didn't learn her lesson from the way she was treated in the first film.
We've met before.
Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're doing this.
Like, it's legacy characters, isn't it?
This is like Laurie, isn't it? This is like.
What did you do?
Yeah. I mean, they look very Evil Dead there as well.
Yeah, that's. It's more specifically Evil Dead 2013
Yeah.
with the orange contacts. I like that. I like
See,
that editing right there with the going to black and white shots.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it as much as I expected to hate it. But this is one of those instances for me where take off the Exorcist title.
Yep.
Give it another title. Take it out. Take it away from that. And you've got a possession movie that might be half decent. But I think this is going to suffer by trying to carry the weight of the franchise. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I say the franchise. It's the OG movie, isn't it? But right, I'm getting some horrible advert now, so we'll shut that up.
It's but the problem is if you do that, you get rid of the name, it does become another quote unquote possession exorcism film that we sort of what we mentioned last week about it. This is just this could be on any streaming service. This wouldn't do well. This would not do well, I don't think, if it didn't have the name Exorcist in it.
No, but I mean there was some good scenes. I mean the look of the two girls sort of in that sigil that's been drawn on the floor and looking up, and there's some good imagery in it. I just think the scale is too big. Like, one of the best things about the original Exorcist is that it's a mother and a daughter and a couple of priests.
It's very isolated.
It's that juxtaposition that this is going on in this house, in this bedroom, in the middle of this like huge bustling city, and nobody knows. There's also elements of it being like, is it all in the mother's head? Is it some kind of psychosis? Because at first they think she's got some sort of brain.
Oh god, it takes ages for them to really realize. Yeah,
and even when she does start to think it's something more supernatural, like it not everybody jumps into action. But like the whole scene of walking into the church, and it's like, so everybody knows, everybody, I like the fact that nobody knows what's going on, but this is going on in this bedroom, in this to this poor girl in the original. And then we've got a scene of her walking into a church and screaming about the blood of Christ. I mean, yeah. It looks like after that it's going to go into this more sort of isolated thing while they treat her. But
yeah, I don't. The bit where Ellen Burstyn, obviously for the viewers, you're seeing my footage, not Aidan's. Where Ellen Burstyn comes back and she's sort of confronting said demon, but it's so Laurie Strode of remember me, you remember me, remember like decades ago what we did, we're doing that again, I'm back, bitch. Like that, it feels
it's just waiting for something like that, isn't it? For some cheesy, like, this time I'm gonna put you away for good kind of stuff. So do we find out what happens to Reagan in any of the sequels?
Well, she is in 2.
She is in 2.
I don't really recall exactly what happens to her. She's not in 3. 3 is a different story entirely.
Mm-hmm. I mean, unless, I suppose the other thing to consider is this might ignore any of the sequels and be a follow-on from.
Well, yeah.
Because that they like to do that, don't they? We're retconning this and ignoring any of the other sequels, and this is the real timeline now.
Well, it's what they did with Halloween, because Halloween 2018 skipped everything after 1. Everything.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There we go. Got it in.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not even the podcast episode. I mean, you're right. It doesn't look terrible.
No,
it looks watchable, but it's hard to take away from how I feel like I've seen this many times before.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel special.
No, it's again, like I said, the scale is a bit too big. It looks a little bit too polished and shiny, and we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I will be going to see it. I think my other half has told me that we're going to see it before I could get any sort of like snooty, sniffy, it'll be rubbish sort of comments. And she's like, "Oh, I really want to see that. We'll be going there." Oh, okay, fair enough.
Well, I want to make.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was fully prepared to sit here and like completely rip it and be like, "That's terrible. This is terrible. What they're doing now, what they've done there." But it wasn't all bad, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what it's like when it comes out.
What's also interesting is there's a bit where there's a close up of a nail scratching. Here we go. I've got it. Scratching a name on the wood. It's about 1 minute 44. If you've still got it up. And the name spells Reagan. So they're obviously, I don't know if like Pazuzu is back possessing these kids, and it's like I want Reagan back, but then also I want to bring up just after this scene we have a still Easter egg shot of Reagan. Now, one Jay Bowman from Red Letter Media pointed this out, which I think is fantastic. That is a still image. It's a publicity still of Linda Blair from a 1975 made-for-TV movie where she plays a teenage alcoholic that gets drunk and steals Mark Hamill's horse.
And we see the horse earlier in the trailer, I believe.
No way, it's the same. Is it the same horse?
At 1 minute, 1 minute 7, 1 minute 8. There it is. There's Mark Hamill's horse dead in the field.
Yeah, you're right. It could be. It's all coming back. It's called full circle. Full circle. Best part of this trailer, if I'm honest, like I think I mentioned, was the end where the shots sort of fade to black and white. It really reminded me of the, I think they were the teasers for 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, where like the cop was going around the house but using the old timey camera. It's like a big flash, black and white.
Yeah.
Really reminded me of that, and that's a great horror, I would say, trope, but it works well in horror in general.
I mean, it does. That ramps up in the last sort of 10-15 seconds.
It does.
Trailer. It's looking good, and having two possessions is an interesting twist on it as well. I think. Are we going to have the same? Is the same demon manifesting twice? We got two different demons.
That's a good point. That's a very good point, actually. Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I hadn't even considered that. I just, again, you take away the Exorcist name, you've just got a bog standard possession film. Problem is,
you could have slapped an Evil Dead name on this just as easily, though.
Without
it does have a lot of the same sort of vibes as the newer Evil Dead movies. Certainly in the look of the possessed kids and with all the scratches and the cuts and stuff on them. I mean, I know Reagan ends up like that in The Exorcist as well, but with especially with those yellow contact lenses and the fact that it all kicked off after they went missing in the woods, this could be.
Well, that's the thing.
This could be the next Evil Dead movie after Rise, quite easily.
We've also got the bare bones plot of them disappearing in the woods. Obviously, we don't know why. Like, you got to keep some of it back, but it's the bare bones story. They've gone to the woods, they've come back possessed, found some sort of evil. We don't know why.
It looks like perhaps they've done a little bit of witchcraft.
Yes,
19 seconds. 18 around the 19 second mark. There's like some sort of fetish hung up in a tree and what looks like a candle on a photograph.
We love you. Please come home.
I mean, obviously the original Exorcist, it's a Ouija board, isn't it? It's Reagan playing with a Ouija board that invites Pazuzu in.
I am
there's
Pazuzu.
it's like a wind charm with what looks like it could be bones. Little bones or feathers or something. Yeah, it looks like they've gone into the woods to do a bit of teenage witching, and invited something in, which is a reasonable enough premise for a possession movie.
I've stopped at 2:32. Very funny teeth joke that is. But this is what we're talking about again, about Evil Dead. The orange contacts, the scars, the dried up skin. Yeah. I hate to always use another film as it just looks like this film. It just looks like this film, but it's hard not to think that when you see this.
It is very hard. I mean, they've got a few, as well as obviously Chris McNeil being back in it. They've got what looks like a couple of little nods to the OG. I can't quite get the stop. About 2:30, we have. I mean, it's a lot of police sirens and something, but it looks like somebody opening a front door. They're silhouetted. It's kind of reminiscent of those shots in the original Exorcist. You've got a lot of shots of the bedroom door, haven't you? And opening the bedroom door.
Yeah.
You know, the whole sort of what we're going to see. This every time they go into the room, there's something else. So it looks like that's like a little nod to that shot.
That's what you
that's
said.
Kind of it. I guess they're not leaning too heavy. Well, at least in the trailer, they don't seem to be leaning too heavily on.
No, I'm hoping that the trailer is kind of showing you the bare bones story, but yet in the film, there's more that you're not seeing and being told about.
I'm sure there will be. I mean, the thing is, this is probably what the first trailer. We're gonna get another one. We'll get a couple more. Now, I don't want to see any more. That's enough. That's hooked me, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I'm willing to give it a bit more of benefit of the doubt, and I'm happy to go and watch it because modern horror trailers are the worst for just showing everything. And what's the point in going to see it? You just show me everything in these trailers.
Well, that goes alongside with the poster as well. You compare the god awful poster to the original. We've just seen the two possessed girls in the poster.
I mean, that poster makes a little bit more sense now.
Yeah, a little bit more sense. What you tell them? What about the 90 degrees rotation on it?
I mean, is it though? I'm just gonna have another look at it now. Is it?
Or is it
a rotation, or is it an above shot?
It could be an above shot. Yeah, I'm not happy. I'm still not happy about it.
I mean, it's not great, but I mean that original one doesn't show
it's
anything,
iconic,
does it? It's so iconic.
It's iconic. Wherever the light is coming from in this pitch black area, that's where the evil is. That's where the action is happening. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, the poster for the TV series is really good as well.
Yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah, I think I remember that being good. Okay. Long trailer, but not much to really dissect with it, if I'm honest. Don't you not think there doesn't seem to be many things to point out because
not really. We've got it gives us some information on how these girls came to be possessed. I guess the level of their possession. We get a nod to the original in that we've got returning characters, and we'll see what happens. I guess there's not really much else to go off that. I'm just looking at the poster again though, and it is a 90-degree rotation.
It is.
It is, which is still a very odd design choice, and I'm still not keen on that poster.
Don't give them that credit. There's one little thing I've just skipped through at 148. There's the shot of a YouTube video of Chris McNeil. It's titled Chris McNeil interview. So this kind of falls in that this kind of falls into that category of we don't need to know any other details than what we got in the first film. We don't need more backstory. We don't need what she did after Exorcist 1. It was an isolated incident. We're going to get it though. I mean, there's just before that YouTube shot, there is a shot of a book. So she wrote a book, The Journey. There it is.
A Mother's Explanation: The Journey from Possession to Now. I think it says.
That's an awful title.
So I guess we are going to get some backstory, and I'm going to make a quick prediction that she was laughed at and discredited and mocked,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
has been living in isolation as a recluse since the ridicule. But then hears about this new case and comes to help. I'm going to go out on a limb now and say that's how she comes back into it.
Go out on the final limb. You reckon she dies in this film?
Oh,
I think so.
yeah.
I think they kill off
Yeah,
her
why
character,
not?
and then they continue with their new legacy characters, shall we say? In the trilogy. God, yeah, there's a trilogy. I keep forgetting about it.
There is a trilogy. Yeah, I mean, I'm still not in love with the fact that it's happening, really, and they're not just doing new stuff because, I think we're both in the same opinion of that. But it doesn't look like the worst thing in the world. I'll give it a fair shot. No doubt we'll do it as an episode.
Oh, no doubt. We've got busy October coming up. Busy October, November coming up, it seems. So, yep. All right. Well, until the autumn, stay tuned on this channel, the Dreadcast, that is. I'm not sure if you've heard of it, but it's called the Dreadcast. Check it out on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, Amazon, Podbean, and the rest of the stuff on this YouTube channel. And yeah, I guess I hopefully we'll be back soon with Saw 10 trailer. And maybe a Thanksgiving trailer if he gets his arse in gear and releases it. So plenty of trailers to come. So until next time.
Awesome. Stay spooky.
I thought you forgot.